Of Sarnath for our first map of the series between them. Now, expect a lot of Sorlag, a lot of Anarchy, probably going to be there for both of them, to be honest. I'd be very surprised if they didn't stick with that at least. The question is, who's the third going to be? Nyx, usually, but is it going to be Nyx for both? Yes, it is. This has been the tried and true team composition for the vast majority of players today. It's Anarchy, Nyx, Sorlag. Sorlag just has that sheer health and armor values, very mobile for a champion of her size, and the damage output when she combines Acid Spit with anything, really. You know, like Lightning Gun, Shotgun, Rocket Launcher, anything you want to do major damage with is tremendous. You've got Anarchy for just that versatility, mobility, being able to control power-ups. Nyx for much the same reason. Mobility is key. They've got small hitboxes. The team just ticks all the boxes.
I think both these players have a really good understanding of the game. I mean, they are teammates for Sacrifice in Not Too Fast. They got second place at QuakeCon. These are grand finalists for the World Championship for Quakes. They clearly know a thing or two about Quake champions, and they understand the game mechanically, you know, and on Sacrifice they play very efficiently together, and in Duel they know what to do to get the job done. You know, they know the champions that fit their playstyle the best, and they've both got fantastic anarchies as well. I believe it's Fazz. Fazz, I think, played the Sorlag back in the day of Not Too Fast, and Noctis has used a lot of well, he's used a lot of sort of variables, but both of them highly talented on the Anarchy, so the mirror match to kick things off is no surprise. But to remind you guys at home once again, this is not only an elimination match in the loser's bracket, but the winner does actually qualify for Dreamhack Denver. But, oh, that was a close exchange. There seems to be quite a running theme on this map on Duel. Whoever gets the LG first has the advantage up close.
Still though, starting off with that Anarchy, this is going to be quite back and forth as you'd probably expect. Wow, hang on though, fighting off early. Low on life, both of them. Are they going to chase this frag?
It's actually not the first time they've both been at death's door as well.
Wow, there we go, immediately sort of getting away as far as possible, trying to build that space between.
And the all-important armor to make sure that Anarchy does not get one shot by those railguns.
Oh wow. Nice prediction rocket that was going to get the LG. I think he just realized he hadn't actually picked one up yet.
Well, these guys go way back with each other in the world of Quake. I mean, they've played each other once or twice. So it's not just going to be an element of understanding, you know, the champions and how to approach Duel in general, but there's going to be a lot of, like, it's very much a personal matchup between these two as well. They're going to be so familiar with playstyles.
Indeed, there's that injection popped from full distance, just trying to hold as much life as possible. Oh wow, there we go. Ooh, just the follow-up, but still very low on life.
That was a fantastic air dodge, only possible because of Anarchy's air movement. Shouts to his passive.
Still though, I mean, already we're seeing neither player quite content on really like going in for risky finishes, right? You know, when you know your opponent's very low, even if you yourself don't have too much health, both players seem content to sort of, you know, at least early on in this set, going back to try and top up as much as they can. Although LG, there's that 1v1 straight up. You get chased. He's hesitating, doesn't want to follow him through. Knows it's a bit too dangerous. Oh, we're catching the heavy armor.
You know, considering how at close range, how consistently at close range these guys have been, I'm surprised that that is the first time a frag has actually gone in this map.
That's because they've been juking very well. You know, you see them zigzagging side to side. They understand they've got small hitboxes and they're trying to be unpredictable. Acid immediately popped. Damage over time starting to tick. This could be another frag. Yes, it is. Fazz is going to get it. Pops the injection to keep himself alive, so he doesn't go down to the damage over time.
But just remind you guys at home again, when these guys fought at QuakeCon, Noctis was the victor here. So Fazz, I think he'd be quite happy with that run back. Especially if the run back is actually the one that, you know, when Noctis eliminated him, he was eliminated from the Quake World Championship. If he eliminates Noctis, it's preventing him from getting into Dreamhack, so that's going to be a little bit of like a bittersweet scenario there.
Yeah, it looked like Fazz kind of second-guessing what weapon to go for in the situation. Noctis was barely kept alive, but barely alive still means you're alive. Needs to be able to top himself back up again, even though Fazz has the advantage. Noctis still trying to top himself back up again. Getting closer and closer to doing so. 3 minutes though, so the time is now on Fazz's side, but can't imagine he's going to run the clock just yet. Especially when he's lost that Anarchy. It is Noctis on Nyx, who can probably do quite well. Good prediction. Must have heard the armor pickup.
Yeah, would have been ready for it. Minimal damage so far on the nail gun. That's actually forced the Ghost Walk away from Noctis. Yeah, I didn't want to overcommit. I mean, like, even if you've got if you've got a humongous difference in the stack, one telefrag from Nyx would have evened things out quite nicely. Fazz can just afford to stay safe. With the advantage of champions, as always, he's going to win the round in 1 minute 20 seconds if he's got 2 extra champions versus Noctis' last champion.
We might see it go down that way when you get towards these later stages of the tournament and you've got players that know each other inside and out like these guys. I mean, they know when to overextend and when to be careful. And right now, Fazz has no reason to do anything too risky because he has 60 seconds left before winning the round anyway. The pressure really is on Noctis here to try and force something out of Fazz. We've seen before, but obviously if he tries to do anything too close, he's going to get hit by those acid. He has to try and bait that out first, but every second that ticks by is going to be harder and harder for Noctis to do that. Because Fazz is fully stacked as well with loads of health and loads of armor. It's going to be very difficult for Noctis to do this.
Especially with only 40 seconds left on the clock. And a full acid spit ready to go. Heavily tanked out Sorlag with 200 HP.
Noctis, don't think he quite realized that he was losing. And now he has 30 seconds left to go. An unfortunate mistake. I mean, if it's going to happen, may as well happen early on in the set. But
they're in round 1. They're not at all, I suppose. That's going to be round 1 for Fazz.
Still, though, well played. Fazz doing that really well. Being very careful, very calculated. Hopefully Noctis can sort of wake up a little bit and hopefully he won't forget next time.
Those late night games and the effects they have.
Round 2, fight.
Good start for Fazz, actually. Straight into that heavy. And an LG too. Great start.
Still though, back on that Anarchy start. Too surprising.
I love that last minute turn. Like a fantastic idea. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to actually get much of a payout for it. Oh, I was just about to say, you got to watch out for that rocket. Oh, that is unfortunate.
He stood still for just a split second too long and ate a point blank just rocket to the face for his troubles.
That's a good start for Noctis.
Fazz is hesitating on picking this up.
Maybe he's trying to spring a trap. I mean, he is against Anarchy. If he can trap him here. Wait a little bit too long, just allowed to take it anyway. I did like that play before we actually lost the Anarchy there, where he was waiting for Noctis to essentially go in for the LG. He sprung the trap, but took a bunch of rocket damage for his trouble, even though the read was good.
A lot of acid coming through here. He did get hit with some of the ticks, but there we go. There's the injection. Noctis able to keep himself alive and get the mega health too, but walks back into the acid in the process. It's actually going to undo all of that extra health and some of the armor too. She wasn't too bad for Fazz there. Noctis unfortunately undoing some of the stack. Still, though, a much stronger round for Noctis.
Oh, it's a change of momentum, really. Exactly the same situation Noctis found himself in round 1. He's been able to actually put that onto Fazz.
Ooh. Oh, wow. Immediately taken down. Wow, yeah. Very, very clean round from Noctis that time. Completely different story. A lot more aggressive, a lot more willing to go in for those frags where it was a bit more dangerous, but it was just a bit more confident, I think, in those situations, tying things up 1 round apiece.
These guys go back and forth quite often, so I'm not surprised to see this map go as close as it has gone already. I know it's only been 2 rounds, but
with plenty more where that came from.
I feel like
the first to 2 maps and best of 5 rounds per map. Potentially quite a lot more rounds on our hands.
Oh, actually sent down there, not by his own choice. That rocket saw to that. No armor yet, but Fazz, he's going to try and go for it. Yeah, Noctis wasn't waiting for it. Now with the heavy and the mega, going back and forth.
I get the feeling we have one of these like, very calculated, sort of slow-paced games in our hands now. Both players, I mean, again, it all comes down to just being safe, you know, not putting yourself in a dangerous situation if you have no reason to. And again, this is a lower bracket qualification game for Dreamhack Denver, where they're playing for a $35,000 prize pot. You wouldn't want to rush it if you were in their shoes, especially if you had no reason to. You've got 5 minutes per round, may as well use it. See them crawling around, not trying to make too much noise as well. We're already seeing both players listen out and using as much audio as possible.
Oh, nice rocket, 100 damage! Outright, fantastic shots.
Yeah, that was perfectly played by Fazz, getting that direct into an immediate follow-up. She swapped between the lightning gun and back there as soon as he realized what happened. That was really good reactions from Fazz. That's put Noctis on the back foot. Isn't going to be able to run around and be as careful anymore, knowing that he hasn't got the champion lead anymore.
Sorlag versus Anarchy, I mean, we've seen this a million times already today for good reason. time left on the round 2. 3 minutes.
It looks like we've got one of these very calculated games so far.
Oh, misses the rail.
Noctis using that to get some free damage from Fazz, I should say. Oh, acid, a little bit of it, but there we go. The injection, that really has been sort of the saving grace in this sort of Sorlag versus Anarchy, holding on to your injection until you win the fight. Using the injection to not die to the impending damage over time. We've seen that over and over and over again, and I can't imagine we'll stop seeing it anytime soon.
It's just these little nuances that these players will take on board,
Well,
especially
even
at
things
this
like
level,
that, right? Fazz getting the frag on Noctis and immediately going to shoot some rockets with the lightning gun, knowing that's like such a common pickup, and the lightning gun is so important to get any frags on the board. So just trying to pepper some down there, stop them picking it up for free. Just trying to control these power-ups. Like it's a very momentum-heavy thing. Knowing you're control the timers, control the spawns, deny your opponent the means to make a comeback. That's what it's about. These two players know that better than most.
Ooh. Now, as the match progresses, Noctis will have to start being a little bit more aggressive again because he's down 2 champions. Fazz yet to lose, even as Anarchy. Ooh. Ah, there we go. Noctis gets a good rocket.
That's the kind of thing he needs, though. He has only Nyx left, but can definitely do this. Has a minute and a half left to take up Sorlag, and Nyx can do a great job keeping up. Just got to watch out for that defensive acid. Used like that, none of it quite connected. Taking a lot of damage here, only 8 health left. There we go, Noctis takes him down. Evening things out to 1 champion left. It's going to be that Nyx mirror to finish things off in round 3.
That was very good for Noctis. I mean, a lot of those rockets just didn't hit their mark. The acid's bit missed as well. Noctis was able to really capitalize and hang on a minute. Forced him away from the heavy armor too. That was a fast and impressive turnaround.
Yeah, very impressive comeback coming out of Noctis there. 1 round away from taking this first map just like that. But I mean, that's it. You can't count them out. The way they're playing and the pace they're taking this, if they have an opportunity, they will seize it. And very rarely will you see them mess it up.
Fight.
Like, if they're confident in going for a frag, they're probably going to get that frag. It's just about how you deal with that.
Fazz really likes that starting shotgun.
He's getting a lot of mileage out of it, but still, good spawn to get hold of that. Mega health, heavy armor get traded up by Noctis, but already, like Fazz in one respawn has mega health, rocket launcher, lightning gun, and rail. That's a really good sequence for him to get all the tools he needs in like 20 seconds.
That's all he needs to get frags. Covers every base. Oh, the aggressive Noctis!
Yeah,
looking to really challenge.
Being caught off guard by this just sheer rush down play style of Noctis. Just trying to rush in his face.
It's a contrast of playstyles. You can just look at the 2 Anarchies and you can see that Fazz is sort of very slow, very calculated, kind of hanging around the center of the map and listening out. And then here you have Noctis just flinging around the map.
Still though, back to this again. It's only been 60 seconds into this round. They have plenty of time left to work with. Almost dead even though on stack too. I wonder if they're just going to trade out the heavy for the mega again. Most likely. They're hesitating, not rushing to pick it up. Mega health still very much in play, surprisingly. There we go, picked up a little bit late. But the timers are somewhat staggered.
By 4 seconds, we'll see how substantial that's going to be, but... I mean,
Look at
either
the
player,
caution though.
it's just a level of respect they're showing one another.
I mean, even Fazz here, sitting in that corner, like he's always putting his back to a wall. He's putting himself so like, if anyone's around, like he'll see them. Like he's not going to fall for an ambush because he can literally see all the angles he could possibly be attacked from. Heavy arm's going to be good. Okay, mega health goes down too.
Noctis spending a lot of time sort of upper area in the middle of the map.
Fazz spending a lot of it nowhere near him. There we go. Trade-off coming here, injection popped.
Any escape?
Not quite sure. Fazz uses just top himself up again. There's the rush. Here we go. One of them's definitely going to go down here.
Oh, the rail! That was so clutch at the last minute.
Such a good turnaround mid-air rail too, and Noctis barely survived. Literally by just a small amount of health.
I mean, if that rail missed, he was dead. Like, that was brave.
Oh, definitely.
But braveness is often rewarded in this game. If you're confident you can finish the job and you finish it, that's it. You've got that lead, you've got that advantage, you've got the map even.
Yeah, Noctis getting that first frag is going to be really helpful though. We have to remember, he is 1 round away from taking the map. Even though it's been very calculated, if he can take it down 3-1 rounds, that's going to be a big boost for him, knowing that he could definitely play the best when it comes down to that pace.
Well, Noctis had a very impressive showing against Cypher earlier today. Unfortunately, he did fall in the winner's bracket to Cypher, who is going to be at Dreamhack qualified. Noctis definitely wants his chance for not only the run back, but to qualify for this major LAN, the continuation of competitive Quake.
Oh, I like that by Fazz, the patience to sit there. Damage over time ticking down. Noctis needs to find health immediately. There we go, found one piece.
He took a lot of damage in the process, to the point where Fazz actually kind of has to stop pushing the advantage. He has to heal up himself.
Indeed, but that's what happens sometimes. Noctis just reacted with a lightning gun immediately.
Ooh,
Missed that rail, that could have been huge. Get rid of all that armor. Oh, wow, got him again.
one rail and he's done! And Noctis seals it. Oh, headfirst into the step. That was violent.
Noctis has been landing so many of these absolutely just like game-changing rail hits. But seemingly on the back foot too, like it seems like he's running away and he's getting them out of defense, but he's doing enough damage to kill.
Oh, and
wow.
that wasn't even enough. Really well placed. Fazz a little bit frustrated there, I think probably expecting those rockets to kill him.
Seemed like it, but Noctis refuses to die. Goes up one map on Fazz. Gets himself one step closer to qualifying for Dreamhack Denver. I mean, he's looking good so far. First map is going to go the way of Noctis. I mean, Noctis just has been one of those just reliable players.
Just consistent.
Right? Just solid as a rock, consistent, very talented players. Fazz is too, of course, but Noctis is just, he seems to be able to compete with literally anyone in the world in this game. He seems to be able to, even if he doesn't beat everyone in the world, he at least hangs with them. It's never a complete wash.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's like Fazz and, I actually believe it's Fazz and Noctis. Like, if there's one word you could use to describe either of them, it's consistency. Because Noctis is consistently up there in dual tournaments. It doesn't matter who he's against, he does fantastically well. It's always 2-1, you know, last round, or maybe, you know, even if it's not that close, it's 2-1 at the very, very least, or he wins. And then in like Sacrifice, for example, as well, it's the same kind of thing for Fazz also. But it's always nice watching these guys go back and forth, because it's just, you saw that the sheer level of like respect they were showing each other. When they sort of both had a rail, they both had sort of like a decent stack, and they were kind of really baiting the other one to make that first move. It was quite a slow-paced game, and then the second Noctis gets that one frag, it once more begins that snowball effect. But I think that's just the nature on a map like this, with a team comp like this, where you get rid of that first problem champion, you're stacked up, you've got all the weapons, you get a good spawn. Noctis has shown as well that he's the best I've seen so far at really sort of abusing that sort of almost like, not want to say like spawn manipulation, but when he knows you're going to spawn at a certain place and he'll commit to that option. He's against Garpy as well. He got a really good mileage out of that too. So he
just has a lot of knowledge,
a deep
right?
understanding of the game mode. A deep understanding of the game mode.
He understands the game like to a truly mechanical level, which is what you expect from players at this level. But going into Champion Select, I mean, at this point, we kind of know what to expect, really. Blood Covenant, good pick. I mean, I imagine
we know the champions too.
Comfortable here, but yeah, it's going to be Sorlag, Anarchy, probably Nyx. Maybe swapped out for the map, but most likely going to be Nyx. I'd be very surprised if it wasn't.
There we go.
Both players going to be committing to that 100%. And on the topic of champions, that's something that's been very interesting. Obviously, the game is very much like, it's still Quake, right? You know, you've still got weapons you pick up. You still have to get them around the map. It's all about movement. It's all about, you know, map awareness, timers, knowledge, like everything that makes Quake, right? But champions adding that extra level. We've also seen every single champion competitively at some point from launch till now, or at least, you know, from the early beta days till now. We've seen every champion play competitively, but it has usually been very much sort of flexible, depending on the map, depending on the player. But right now, we really has seemed to have hit a point where it's a reliable, okay, these are the three you want. Go with it. There's been a few exceptions here and there where players have made a few adjustments here and there, but Sorlag seems completely core, Nyx seems completely core, Anarchy seems somewhat replaceable depending on the player, but even then, like, this is such a consistent lineup. And I can't remember a point in the game where we saw players picking, like, the same three champions so often.
I think we're just at a point of the game. You know, the game is starting to evolve, and players are feeling comfortable with certain compositions, and the meta is being written before our very eyes. You know, but they're both going in for Anarchy first. This could be the final map between Fazz and Noctis. Noctis just needs to win one more map, and he's going to be making it to Dreamhack. That was a fantastic rail as well. Fazz with a good start, but Fazz needs this map desperately, and because he lost, this would have been his pick. Would be Blood Covenant.
Still though, still a first to 2 map setting, so if Noctis is able to take this map, he is going to win, eliminate Fazz, and qualify for Dreamhack Denver. We can play for that chunky $35,000 dual prize pot. Joining the likes of Kilson, Cypher, already qualified players that
That's some really good shows earlier on, but they were going fast with that aggression immediately going in. Gonna get the frag. Noctis is taken down immediately. Very confident play coming out of Fazz, knowing the injection was down there, I think. Well, these guys want the chance to fight the already invited competition too, you know, the likes of Vu, players like Avec, Rafa, Dahang, they're all going to be present. But Noctis losing his Anarchy so early. This is a good start for Fazz. Heavy armor going to Sorlag. Looking good though. Noctis has gone to the Sorlag, so he has got a lot of damage output, but Fazz is playing around it very well so far. Oh wow, nice rail. It looks like Noctis was trying to put some nails down at teleport exit just in case Fazz came through, but Fazz didn't get hit by any of them. He's still shooting in that direction, it seems. He wants that heavy armor. Noctis is lying in wait. Oh, the acid didn't quite connect. Looks like Fazz was just there before. Wasn't quite timed as perfectly as you'd like. Well, if one thing's been proven today, it's that one way of tackling Sorlag is, as Anarchy at least, is to sort of stay outside of that effective range, you know, make sure that when the acid spit comes out, it's nowhere near you. So the next time you actually have the fight, it's nowhere to be seen.
Well, you just fight at that range where, I mean, look, the acid spit does a phenomenal amount of damage. I mean, point blank is where you can really guarantee it, because you almost like use it as a melee attack where you just spit it on someone as close as possible, and you can basically guarantee it there. But it is somewhat of a slower projectile at most ranges. So if you're someone like Anarchy that has amazing sort of air movement, sideways movement, you can kind of juke around it. It's quite hard for a Sorlag player to reliably hit you unless they just make a really good read on what direction you're going to move in. And Fazz is playing at that range so regularly to avoid it. Still though, heavy armor going to be up very soon. It's going to be crucial. I think armor to sponge some of that acid damage is very important, especially someone like Anarchy. Oh, the rail doesn't quite connect.
Another very slow round.
Yes, indeed, but Fazz is winning. So the pressure's going to be on Noctis to try and force this frag down, at least tie it up so he doesn't lose the 5 minutes again.
Rails have been impressive from Fazz so far. He's hit most of them.
He has. It's been very pokey damage, right? It's been kind of just trying to slow Noctis down, it seems. Whenever Noctis starts to fight, he's always on full health. Oh, that would have been an amazing combo shot. Didn't quite get it though. Oh, see a rail. Forced to inject. Still vulnerable to a rail, but isn't going to go for it. Acid and lightning gun. He's going to drop for sure. Just splat completely to the other side of the room. I was going to try and get some cooldown to get the acid back. It was actually a really impressive shot to get all that acid over there. I love the confidence. Really, really like the confidence. Wow, Noctis is playing this really well. He's done a lot of damage to Fazz. Going for the kill if he wants, but he's exercising caution instead, just trying to control power-ups. Getting himself the heavy armor.
1 minute warning.
1 minute warning. It's a really crucial frag for Noctis to get that before now, otherwise he'd be a little bit stressed out.
Yeah, when the pressure's on, I mean, it kind of limits options. So you have to go for more obvious approaches. When it's like 15 seconds left, 10 seconds left, and yet you can't afford to come up from a certain way or whatever. You have to dedicate and just hope that you win the fight. And that's the situation that your opponent always wants to put you in. It's almost like a last chance, a last case scenario that you didn't really expect to be in.
Oh, there's a rail, but it ain't gonna matter. It's a Noctis that is this tanky up on the Sorlag. Still though, Fazz a good situation. Probably going to go down to overtime at this rate. I can't imagine it's going to be more than one frag left in this round so far, but still, a lot of lightning gun damage coming through.
Well, both acid spits are ready. Here's the danger. Noctis only has 5 rails.
Trying to get as many nails down as he can. But
If he misses too many of these rails, actually, he's not going to have that long-range option. Now we're in sudden death. Last champion. Noctis has to be so careful with his rails. With 3 left, he has to pick them carefully.
There's one. There we go. It's undone some of the armor that Fazz had. He has 2 left though.
Dedicates to the fight instead of collecting a rail.
He might not need them at this range.
Yeah, he might try and use the LG, and he's noticed now. He would have noticed the acid spit's just been used up.
He's probably going to want to get as close as possible here. Fazz losing that point blank acid is a good job there. Oh, lots of damage. Though, lightning gun captured.
Oh!
Yeah, beautiful carry from the bottom. There we go, knock him in the air with a rocket launcher and just suspend him there with lightning gun. That was so well played by Noctis.
That was just round 1 too. Simply put, I mean, it was the advantage for Fazz so long.
3.
And in the blink of an eye, just good management of that ability, saving it for the combat,
Fight.
knowing that Fazz didn't have it.
Or is he going to get hit by that? There we go, just some machine gun damage, but into a mega health. Still going to work out better for Fazz. Noctis, get the heavy armor at the very least. Oh,
That is a
big
chunky rocket.
Trying to finish him off with a nail gun, but it's going to be hard to guarantee that damage at that range.
Still alive, but barely. Forced to use the injection. Dodges the direct. Ever so slightly.
That would have been game-changing.
That would have been a 1-8
that
kill.
early. That would have been huge. Gonna go back to the heavy armor very soon, though. I assume Fazz is just gonna get himself the mega health, which he does.
And the last round, it took quite a while for our first really significant frag to land. Oh, steam ahead though.
Kind of thought that Fazz was gonna fly in with a gauntlet out there. He seemed like he was going for it.
Well, both these players are actually quite partial to their gauntlets, historically.
Indeed, but I guess they decided not to here. Don't want to take too many unnecessary risks. This kind of goes against everything they've been doing to play so far. Oh, big rail. Trading out low. It was a big hit for Noctis as Fazz is now left armorless.
Yeah, I mean, heavy armor plus injection, that is max health.
Gonna go in for that mega health. Can see it's been taken though. You know, Fazz has been here. Oh, there's a Caesar. Oh, wow. Thought for sure he was going to accidentally walk into that one there before the teleporter connected.
Fight's likely to take place towards heavy, because there's quite a substantial difference between the mega. Good patience from Fazz. Unlikely Noctis will survive this, and he can't. Fazz turns it around.
Noctis jumped himself in a bit of a bad situation there. So between Fazz and basically nowhere to go.
Fazz was waiting for him too. That was a good read. Well executed. Ooh, would have heard the acid's gone. He's a bit more partial to attack. Can he survive? Has used the injection to escape, but still very weak.
Here's Noctis is chasing the kill, but he's only got a lightning gun at this point. Gets a bit of armor. Noctis gonna still chase. No, we got the armor, it seems. Still looking around though. 2.5 minutes, the halfway point gone. So Fazz is in the lead, and it's just round 2. These rounds feeling like a game at a time with how they're playing. So calculated.
A lot of patience. Oh, huge damage though. Noctis walking into so many of those nails.
Stopwatch.
Heavy armor for Fazz too, making himself very difficult to take down.
He's going to do a good job of actually sort of forcing certain approaches from Noctis now. And if he
good
keeps
shot.
taking rails like that, Fazz is going to have a convincing lead in this round. This does mean that going for those big items, it's going to be risky for Noctis now. He's going to have to really sort of try and collect those individual pickups because he can't afford to fight, and he kills himself. Gets a direct, almost like a direct point blank, but too much health inside of Anarchy for him to really care about it.
Still though, he would have heard that Fazz popped the injection to get himself back up to full health. If Noctis can start a fight over the next 25 seconds, might be able to get a frag, but he's going to have to be careful about it. See, Fazz is basically controlling everything right now.
Controlling that high ground, that's what it's all about in Blood Covenant. Oh. If he wasn't in Ghost Walk, perhaps it would have worked out.
Oh wow. Just barely doesn't quite hit the mark. Much better round though for Fazz. He's got 1:15 to hold out. If he can survive this many times, he's going to win on the timeout and tie things up 1 round apiece. There's enough time if Noctis can get a couple of quick frags to do it, but Fazz is playing way too careful for that to happen, I think. See him.
Now here's the 1 minute warning.
Indeed, 1 minute left in this round.
2 frags to take, and one of them is Nyx and one of them is Sorlag.
Yeah, immediately the pressure is on Noctis. I'm not quite sure if he even can do it at this point. When you've got Anarchy running away, and if you do finally manage to catch him, you can just delay his respawn, go into Nyx, and then just Ghost Walk to chew up as much
But
time
that's
as possible.
it, right? I mean, you take out the Anarchy and he'll delay his respawn, either go with sheer damage output and health on spawn, or just Nyx, Ghost Walk.
But he's also doing a lot of damage to Noctis as he tries to finish him off. Like, this is, everything is stacked against Noctis right now. I really don't see how he can make this comeback. I mean, I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's almost impossible, damn near impossible, at the very least. He's
got a lot of armor. And even if he loses Anarchy, he's got those 2 problem champions that, well, doesn't really do anything with them. Now 10 seconds. Now it's impossible. Now the win is not possible at all. It's going to be 1 round each. Fazz looking to take this one, completely content. That's it.
That injection. Yep, that's going to be it. Round goes towards Fazz. 1 round apiece, tied up again. Going back into this tiebreaker situation. I believe this is what we were on last time, and then Noctis was able to sort of just pull ahead 2 rounds.
Round begins in.
But it's still going to be the map in Noctis' favor. He did take the first map, so he just has 2 rounds to win the whole thing. I find it's a simple yet effective strategy that we're seeing so far, where it's don't overextend, don't be too aggressive, get the advantage any way you can, and if you get a frag, like sit on that frag. Yeah, Fazz took a ton of damage, forced to inject. He's up top though. Oh, a lot of damage coming out. Fazz is going to take down Noctis here. I'm not quite sure. Can Noctis get away? Tries to go for a last minute flick rocket, but no! Noctis turns it around at the last minute. I was not prepared for Noctis to survive that fight. No, as soon as I saw him knocked in the air by the lightning gun, I thought that was going to be it, but no, Noctis able to beat the odds. Get the frag back anyway. But again, it just comes down to really good rocket placement. And the rockets, they've counted for so much. I think Kilson and Noctis have had some of the best rockets we've seen today. Like, really, like, the 2 of them have just been on, like, some next-level shots with the rocket so far. You can see Fazz was waiting up there, but just made the prediction. Oh, she runs through. There's the injection again. Can't survive. I mean, does what he can, but as we said earlier, you're kind of stuck in that animation. No rockets. I may have actually expected to have a bit more ammo, potentially. Maybe, but there you go. He would have heard the jump pad. Oh! Mega health, but...
Oh, no! Not much you can do in that situation. I mean, he comes out of Ghost Walk amidst the acid. That is guaranteed damage.
We can see Sorlag is quite weak here, but I think that's going to be potentially in Noctis' favor. It's only been 1 minute 30, so still plenty of time left for Fazz to do this. But he's got himself a rocket too. Doing everything in the right order so far. Gonna have him back with Acid Spit soon. Oh wow, catches him. That's a lot of damage coming out.
Noctis coming off better in the exchange, and the Mega will see to that. He tries to run away, but I don't know if he can. Wait a minute, he's turned it around.
He hasn't got any ammo. He ran out of ammo for his lightning gun.
That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, if he had like a little bit more, they've got that frag for sure. But
that almost like a free frag if I've ever seen one.
I think it was also quite scary when Fazz turned around and started shooting rockets, because like, no matter the sort of the health difference, a direct rocket is 100 damage, and there's no real getting away from that. Even if you're Sorlag and you have not a lot of health left, that's a lot of damage to deal with.
Tries to go into the Acid Spit, but Fazz answering back. And now it's 1 champion each, and his reward is that heavy.
Yeah, and Fazz has immediately stocked himself back up to almost full health. This is a bad situation for Noctis to be in. This is a fully tanked out Sorlag. Acid Breath again, ready to go in every weapon he could ever need. Trying to get mega health though.
Oh, misses the rail.
Does Noctis only have a machine gun? A lot of damage, whatever he's got.
Well, either way, Fazz has literally every single weapon.
Oh, he's got lightning gun. He beat him here. Is he gonna get it?
Oh!
Yes, he does. Noctis is able to do it anyway. Gets the round. He ended up dying to Acid, but because he got the frag first, he is gonna win the round. Wow, that was a clutch finish. Noctis, I mean, that was a very tanky Sorlag. Fazz was like completely stacked as much as he could get, but that's going to be match point for Noctis. If he wins this next round, he is going to be qualifying for Dreamhack Denver and eliminating Fazz from the tournament.
There's a lot riding on this one round for Noctis. This is his Dreamhack round.
It's also Fazz's last lifeline in the tournament. Both players desperately need to win this.
And to remind you guys at home, one more time, these guys collided at QuakeCon. It was the single elimination 16-man bracket. Noctis was the one that sent Fazz home.
Oh, a lot of damage go off. Actually, I would say a lot of damage. 2 damage on that rocket. I thought for sure that was going to do more.
I mean, I'm sure there's no animosity between these guys. Teammates and not too fast. But in a 1v1 setting, everyone is your enemy.
Here's a dual cup 1v1. $35,000 prize pot. Fazz was 1 shot away from losing his Anarchy there, but heavy armor there to salvage it. Oh wow, Noctis going in for the kill.
Brings the attack though.
Oh wow, both of them used the injection at the exact same time. You just see the health bars.
I actually think Noctis.
synchronization.
I think Noctis just collected some health because he's still got his injection left.
Really?
Yeah, he must have picked up a health item.
Wow, I saw the health bars go back up to the exact same amount.
Oh,
wow, rocket to the face! Quick switch to the rocket, wow. That was some brave stuff right there. If that rocket missed, he would have died for sure.
Going back to the age-old discussion we had, not really an age-old, but earlier today, where Noctis' rockets have been so on point today. Like so many directs, when they've landed, they've done significant damage, well placed indeed, and just that situation is just another one of the many examples of how well he's been placing those rockets today.
Fazz is on that saw lag though, trying to get with Noctis, Anarchy. There's an injection. Oh wow, that's bad for Fazz, getting caught out. Losing so much health there. Oh wow, Fazz probably gonna...
Oh, he gets it right before!
Oh, the mega health. Yeah, the mega health kept him alive.
He got the mega health half a second before he died. The perfect timing, but no, I think he fell down.
No, he was going for the armor. He was going for the armor underneath because he didn't have any left, and Noctis beat him to the punch.
Potentially.
Himself to one champion left for Fazz. Noctis making that read might have secured him the game. Unless Fazz can make this full comeback. Nyx versus 3 champions, it's going to be tough. We've seen it a few times today, but never to actually take the whole game.
If Noctis gets the double elimination on Fazz, he's beat him in tournament once before. Can he do it again? Two and a half minutes in on the round, and with this champion advantage, I mean, it really is complete favor to Noctis. Like, this is the perfect case for him.
Yeah, he's up 2 champions. Has time on his side.
I mean, really,
He's
I
up
think
on rounds.
surely he can only really lose this round if he makes a colossal error.
Yeah, Fazz is like infinitely more precious in the situation. Has to fall down there very low. Can't afford to fight until he gets back up to health again. But mega health being controlled. Like Noctis, he's got the time. He's got the champions. He's got the mega health, the heavy armor. He's got the timer on.
Yeah, it's too much of a risk for Fazz to take this heavy armor. It's way too much of a risk.
Wow, 2 minutes left to go to. If Noctis can just continue to cycle around and pick up all these power-ups, I mean, it's going to be so difficult for Fazz to do it, especially when he's got the injection.
But the danger for Fazz is that as long as he is nowhere near as ready to fight as Noctis, he's being kept on the back foot. Even if he's not getting frag, he's not getting mega, he's not getting heavy. Hang on, he waits for him. This could be the turnaround. Good patience.
Oh, yeah, wow, Noctis got really aggressive.
And he's going to get the heavy.
Armor. Yeah, this is a great turnaround point for Noctis for sure. He has the heavy armor now. Mega health's going to be up. Yep, it's going to get taken by Noctis, but still, a minute and a half to kill one champion, I should say.
Well, Fazz's rails, they've been tidy. They're tidy on this map. Wait a minute. He's back in the fight.
Yeah, Noctis is losing too much health here. Fazz getting so much damage on the table. Minute left to go. Noctis desperately needs to stock himself back up, but it's going to be difficult. You can see him down there. Does Fazz chase? That's the question. He does have...
Well, there are so many twists and turns he can take, and he makes the right read near armor. Very calculated.
A 1 minute warning put down to Fazz could make this full champion comeback. Time was on Noctis' side, but he got aggressive. Ended up paying the price, and then lost his Sorlag for the same reason. He does have mega health. Back to an even game now.
To re-emerge, Fazz wasn't ready for it, but Noctis doesn't even want to fight. I think he's trying to swap positions.
Seemed like it. Maybe he wants to stock up on some weapons.
If you don't have the weapons to fight, I mean, you can't fight.
Oh, Noctis would have heard that for sure.
Now you see, now you don't.
There we go, just getting the railgun right there. It's going to leave him a little bit safe. I think how much distance he's covered already.
No, well, we are in Ghost Walk. You can't use any weapons, so that rocket jump was
nice.
A safe way to get through. Fazz needs one more shot, though. That's Noctis can stock himself back up, which he probably will be able to. We're going to be 10 seconds away from overtime.
But it's going to be one champion wins anyway, so overtime isn't going to make a huge impact here.
One more shot as we need. The Ghost Walk, though, just to get away from that. Rail shot. This is going down to the absolute wire. If Noctis wins this, he eliminates Fazz. If Fazz wins this fight, he'll still be in.
He's back in the fight if he wins it. Oh no!
White. Fazz 1 shot away from death.
It's the fight for Mega. He's going to beat him to it. He dedicates. He goes in for the telefrag, but it doesn't work.
So low is Fazz, and Noctis too. Still, though, trying to get back up again. Heavy armor is there. Fazz going towards it. He's going to get it.
Fazz bet the farm on that telefrag. He could have lost already. When you bet it on that and it doesn't go to plan, you have no escape route.
No mega health for another 10 seconds, though.
He did a good job of getting out of that alive.
He did, yeah. Fazz is playing this round supremely well.
He's waiting for him to go across the bridge, looking for his moment.
Ooh, misses it! Missed it by just a hair's length. So close. rocket, the mega health. Oh! The Ghost Walk just to survive it, gonna secure the mega health. Oh, the rail didn't connect.
Oh, no.
Now Fazz is in a dangerous position now.
I mean, even at this health and armor, he still has to try and escape. He can't survive with what he currently has. He needs more armor.
He has a Ghost Walk, but he's the armor desperately. Oh, Noctis went for the shot. Didn't quite get it, but he undid all that extra armor from the habit.
Oh, wow. Fantastic rocket on that jump pad. Lovely little prediction there. Isn't rewarded with a round win, just a little bit of damage.
Oh, there he is. Oh, no, not quite. The Ghost Walk popped again. Noctis has just been on point with every single Ghost Walk. He doesn't know he's there.
The turnaround, and he gets Noctis What a turnaround right there. Fantastically well played. Noctis was not prepared for him to appear right underneath him.
And that's going to take us down to a final round. If Noctis is able to take this, he's going to walk away the winner of the series. But if Fazz does, we're going to go down to a map 3.
Fight.
I mean, this has been easily the longest series of the day.
I mean, they're both just playing.
And this is just map 2. We could go into a map 3 right
But
here.
it's not like they're just running away from each other. They're being so careful, but they need to be. You know, this is
Oh, nice.
This is how calculated you can play Quake at a high level. You know, it goes down to the time limit because they know they don't want to make any mistakes. You know, they don't put themselves in a bad situation unless they have to. And that's why they're here. You know, that's why they're this close to playing for that money. They're the smartest players. They're the best players.
A lot of the fight does involve anarchy. Both these guys.
Although these sort of rail trades from a distance, quite getting it just yet.
He's very hard to hit. Anarchy, one of the smallest champions in the game.
Indeed, I mean, you've got to remember these guys have been playing for a while. This sort of getting to be a bit of a marathon for these guys, right?
Oh yeah.
You've been playing for this long against the same opponent. Oh, that was a big damage shot there. Noctis still alive, able to get away. Mega health is up. Heavy armor will be following soon. Noctis is there. Oh, wow,
commit suicide
again, naturally. Noctis taking himself down, unfortunately, there.
Just right as he just so happened to go for that grounded rocket. Probably knowing he was going to do a little bit of damage to himself. He'd taken way too much LG. Nothing he could do about that. He's gone on to Sorlag, but look, max health, max armor.
Oh, that's a big damage.
Respectable
rocket.
damage.
Goes up anyway, that could be bad for Noctis.
Part of me feels like Noctis is getting a little bit impatient. However,
Fazz took a ton of damage. There's the injection though. Back up to full health he goes. Has armor 2. Back to being healthy. Still though, Noctis might be down on champions, but not even 2 minutes into this round yet. He has plenty of time to bring this one back, but Fazz is to make it easy. Oh wow, good rail.
and notice he's able to land those rails to kind of like put the pressure on, but he's not able to finish the job with the rail. But he's going almost sent flying off the map. Can't quite survive because he's just stuck between a rock and a hard place. There was no escape from that situation.
That seems to be like one of the most almost certain death situations we see, right? Where your back is in between that heavy armor and the wall behind.
Here we go.
Just a brutal 1v1. Just ran out of running gun ammo. Wow, what a terrible time to run out of bullets.
That is the worst time to run out of ammo. He lives!
That actually happened to Noctis before as well, but he's pretty tired of that happening. Just running out of lightning gun ammo.
I mean, he just needed like an extra 10. Can he finish the job? He finishes it with the rail.
It was so important for Noctis to still get that frag, though. If he dropped that frag after that kind of I mean, very easy to make error, I think. He accidentally dropped that frag and was down here. I mean, that would just be just a mental break, you know?
I like that little trick. I like that trick that Fazz does, or I guess with Nyx in general, where you just jump pad, you kind of alter when you finish using the jump pad to make rails a bit harder to land. You're not kind of stuck in that guaranteed jump arc.
Noctis is in danger here. Trying to spit acid to stop him from following, but has to be very careful now. Knowing that Fazz has just really switched on with these rail shots so far. Missing very few and landing the ones he needs to land. Heavy armor secured.
That almost seemed like a deliberate dodge of not collecting the LG. I don't think he actually wanted Fazz to hear the pickup noise.
He has one already. Maybe wants to make sure he's got as much ammo as possible, though, to avoid any more awkward encounters. Oh wow, Fazz knows he's there somehow. Must have heard ammo pickup. Still though, yeah, Fazz, he's going back. Yes, it looks like he is, or at least he's trying to bait.
Fazz has to be careful because he gets hit by one rail. Oh no, he goes face first!
He has like no health left at all, but Noctis doesn't chase. He goes for the heavy armor instead. Fazz is still up there though.
I wonder why Fazz is still there.
Quite dangerous, maybe he thinks he can take him out. Mega health is up.
Oh! Oh,
that shot! That was
disgusting.
Such an amazing shot from Noctis. Out of just